Hi, we'll be discussing the restocking process. So what I brought with me today is my restock report. This is my reference for any time I'm going to load a magazine. So let's go to the dispenser. This is the dispenser screen. So the first thing that I would want to do is press start. At this point, I have my own ID and my password. So first I will put in my ID number. And you can't see it on the screen right now, but there's actually a hidden button right up in the right-hand corner, and this is for security purposes. And now I'll put in my 4-digit password. And then I'll press next. Now it says inventory maintenance options. So I am logged into the dispenser with my credentials. So at this point, I'm actually going to open up the dispenser and we'll take a look inside. So I will open up the lock, going counterclockwise until the door opens. So in the interior of the dispenser, there's 102 locations. 72 of them are considered short medications and 30 of them are considered tall medications. So right now I can see this big giant black thing. This is actually considered the gantry. So this is what's going to actually go to each location, whichever is designated, actually retrieve the meds. So for right now, we can actually move this. It's very friendly and it's not fragile. It will not break. So I will move this to the right-hand side. So up top and on the side is extra storage locations. So now that we have that covered, I'm going to go back to the screen and we are actually going to be doing some restocking. So what I will do first is actually press the restock button. So this screen, after I press start to begin, will actually tell me exactly what I needed to do. Based on the color code, it will tell me what I need to remove and what I need to add. So now that we know which location needs to be removed and which to add, I'm going to open back up the door. And I'm actually going to retrieve a magazine that I have on the side going off my restock report. Every magazine has a black Velcro strap, and this is to ensure that the medication inside stays together. In addition, the pharmacy and the individuals that will be doing the packaging process are always going to label every medication. So after I already removed a magazine from this slot, I will enter this medication in. So what I will do is there is a metal, almost knob-like, and I will make sure that the cardboard magazine goes on top of that metal. That way, once I push it in, that when it's all the way in, it will not cover up the magazine which needs to be read. So, now that the magazine's about halfway in, I am actually going to remove the black Velcro strap. So this is the Velcro strap. These can be saved and reused. So what I will do with this is I will actually put this in the reject bin. So this can act as a storage area, and also any magazines that may fail for some reason would actually go in here as well to ensure that the patient always receives the correct medication. I am now going to push the magazine all the way in, so it's completely pushed to the very, very back, and so everything is absolutely correct right now, so that way the gantry will not run into the cardboard magazine. So I will go back to the front of the dispenser, and I'm just going to cancel running the restock report since I loaded the proper medication in. just takes one moment. There's also two other features that are listed as options. The rewind button has to do with the white paddles that is in every single section. The white paddles is what pushes the medication forward so it can fall onto the gantry. So what happens was anytime a restock report is run at the dispenser, it will automatically rewind the white paddle. If for some reason the white paddle does not rewind, you have the ability to press rewind, the location that the paddle needs to go all the way back to, and then press rewind location, it will automatically do it for you. The very last icon that's available is the scan cabinet. The reason why I left it as the last item to touch on is because it's really the most critical item. Because what this does, by pressing this, is this updates all inventory. So that way, when a provider goes to prescribe a medication, they would always see the correct and most updated inventory. So what will happen after about 2 to 3 minutes is the scanner will go through every single location to update the inventory. So, and then once it's completed, all the data is updated. So that way, when a patient comes up to the machine, puts in their code, and when the medication falls, goes through a triple barcode check. It is checked on the magazine. Then it goes through an initial label. We place our own label on top of that, and it's checked there, making that 3 times. And then it will go down here to what's considered the dump chute. At that time, the patient has multiple medications. It will actually be held up here to ensure that the patient receives all the medications at one time. And that concludes the restocking process. All you'd have to do now is secure the door by locking it, putting it clockwise, pressing quit on the dispenser to make sure you log out of the credentials, and that is all.